Hi, folks. Welcome to UNR PoliSci and Exile. I'm Dr. Ian Hartshorn. Joining me, as always, is Dr. Nick Seltzer. How are you, Dr. Seltzer?
I'm doing pretty good, Ian. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So we're continuing our discussions about summer classes, and summer classes are a really fun opportunity for the faculty, especially because it's the time of the year when we teach the classes that we're really passionate about, the
Mm-hmm.
things that we're most interested in. And Nick, you're doing one of those classes this year. You're going to teach PSC 400F, which is politics in film. Tell folks a little bit about what they'll find in this class.
Absolutely. These are my favorite courses to teach. This summer, I'm going to be teaching my political science 400F, which is the course number for politics and film. But because, well, we're professors and we have certain privileges, we get to teach whatever we like. I mean, well, we're the professors. Who's going to tell us? So we're going to do a course. I call it political science fiction and politics. A lot of people like science fiction. It's very popular these days. Avengers and Star Wars and such. But science fiction is actually it's not only a rich film and literature. It's a platform for social thought, which is really what has always intrigued me about it. I've been a lifelong fan of science fiction. Science fiction is a platform for social thought because in order to do science fiction, you have to have some ideas about how society works. And that's what we look at in this course. We look at science fiction from the past and the present, from different parts of the world, and we catch a glimpse at how peoples in across time and space have understood the societies they're a part of, what they have understood to be the challenges, the threats, existential and political, to their ways of life. And we're going to take it a bit further as the sort of key project for the student in this class is that we're going to create a piece of science fiction. We're going to do science fiction. This is a 6-week long process where we begin with just some ideas, some issues. What do we think? What are the issues we care about? How do we imagine them progressing over the course of a year, 10 years, 100 years? How do we imagine people's lives being shaped by these events? How do we imagine people shaping these events? Right? We're going to exercise our social science education creatively. In my view, there are very few opportunities, really, for us to do this. At some point, we decided that play and imagination are not part of a rigorous education, but actually it's a way that the mind can really wrap its head around complex ideas, and we can sort of get to know intimately the implications of our own ideas about the world.
It sounds like a fascinating set of topics you're going to grapple with in the class. What's one film that you use in this class that you think is really important, that maybe speaks to some of the politics that students have experienced in their own lives or that we're experiencing today? Tell us about one of the films you're going to watch.
I'll tell you what, it's one of my favorite films. I keep, I generally try to cycle different films in and out. I just can't seem to get rid of this one, and I'm not going to get rid of it until I don't think it's relevant any longer. There is a film by the Wachowski brothers called V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta poses a timely and important thought experiment. If fascism comes to the liberal West, a liberal democracy, if fascism should become seated in a society much like ours in terms of its political traditions, how does it happen? Right? And the main reason I do this here is I think a presumption that it isn't possible, that it can't happen here makes us susceptible to it. Right? 'Cause nobody sees it coming. The Germans of the 1920s didn't see it coming. Right? If they did, if they spoke out, I mean, you'd be on the fringe. Right? So are the Germans that much different than we? Are we really that exceptional? Are we somehow immune to this social, political, philosophical infection? Right? We're immune? Well, I think we should think through that, and that's what we do, starting with this film. V for Vendetta walks us through a possible vision of the future where the United Kingdom falls to a fascist movement, right? And it walks us through it, how it happened, why we did it, why did we let it happen, right? I want to do that, and then I want to have a conversation about, okay, how about here? How can it happen here? What would it look like? What would its values be? What would be its symbols? That we would rally around? What would be the face of American fascism? Right? Is there a right or wrong answer here? No. We're going to talk. We're going to watch movies. And we're going to have interesting conversations. I welcome all students from UNR to join this class. I generally think it's ideal for a student to take late in their academic career here at UNR, but if now's when you can take it, then now's a good time.
That sounds like a fascinating course, and if folks find that as fascinating as I do, you should definitely check out Dr. Seltzer's PSC400F. If you need more information, you can find it on the registrar's website, or you can go to our website, www.unr.edu/political-science. Thanks so much for talking to us, Dr. Seltzer.
Awesome. Take care, Ian.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.